It's Weird Mythic Podcast. I didn't say all right this time. I'm here with the amazing Serena, and I'm Naomi. Thank you guys for listening again to our show.
Yay. What episode are we? This is 14.
Oh, see, I was going to say 13 or 14.
14,
yeah,
I
think it's 14. Yeah.
Shit. Welcome back, guys, to Weird Mythic Podcast. Yeah. Today, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I hope you guys enjoyed the last two, because we're going to put out another 2 this week. So,
yay,
here we go.
Friday.
Yes.
So, today we're going to be talking about sleep paralysis and sleep paralysis demons.
Yes.
And I have a creepy story at the end.
All right. More stories.
So scary.
Good.
Still scared
I don't know.
to this day.
If it's anything like the last story you told us, it's going to be creepy.
It's worse. All right. Well, let's talk about, I guess, the diagnosis of sleep paralysis first, because it is like a medically diagnosed thing. Yeah. So sleep researchers conclude that in most cases, sleep paralysis is simply a sign that your body is not moving smoothly through the stages of sleep. It occurs when a person passes between stages of wakefulness and sleep. During these transitions, you may be unable to move or speak. Some people may also feel pressure or a sense of choking, which I think a lot of the stories we have are...
That's what I was going to say. Majority of the research that I found was that you feel like you can't wake up, or you do wake up, but you feel like something's on your chest and you can't breathe.
Perfect. Okay. So, and then it has to do with dreams as well. So, like, during sleep, your body has 2 stages of sleep, REM and NREM, which is rapid eye movement and non-rapid eye movement. Okay. Rapid eye movement, that's the stage of sleep where you dream. So your eyes move quickly and dreams occur, but the rest of your body remains very relaxed. Your muscles are turned off, in a sense, during REM. And if you become aware before the REM stage has ended, you may notice that you can't move.
Okay.
So...
Because your body is still asleep, right?
Yeah, so that could be where it comes in, where you're like, I can't move, but I'm awake, I know I'm awake, type of thing. But I don't like it. I like the demon side.
You like the demon idea.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, so, take it away.
Yeah, and like I found a lot of the same research you did, as, you know, you just wake up and you can't really move at all. And yeah, my bad. So yeah, you can't. When you wake up, you don't have the ability to speak at all. You can't move, and it's almost like you don't have control of your body. Yeah, and that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people always say the same thing. Like, there's pressure on your chest. I notice a lot of it's like when you're sleeping on your back.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I've heard of any stories of people sleeping on their side and experiencing sleep paralysis. I feel like it's always specifically on their back.
Yeah. I don't know, I haven't experienced it, and I always sleep on my back, so that would really... Because if you're asleep on your back, you feel like somebody's on top of you. That's just... Yeah. It's hard to move, period.
And it could be, like, familial, too. So if your mom has experienced sleep paralysis, it could be passed on to you as well.
Gotcha. A lot of people also feel as if somebody is on top of them. It's not just the feeling of pressure itself. It's a feeling of somebody on top of you.
Like sitting on top of you?
Yeah, or if you don't feel like somebody's physically on top of you, you might have some sort of hallucination. Not everybody hallucinates when they have sleep paralysis, but some do, and they think they see somebody in the room with them.
And those are just the best stories.
Those are the creepiest ones. A lot of people, it's just a huge feeling of helplessness, so that just sucks. I can't.
It does suck, but they're really entertaining. I'm sorry for anybody who actually has sleep paralysis. I don't think I have it, but the story I'm going to read later on, we're going to let you guys decide.
Yeah. Before anybody really knew what sleep paralysis was, and it's still kind of hard to track exactly where it comes from, but a lot of doctors contribute it to, like, insomnia. You have just disrupted sleep patterns, narcolepsy. When you just pass out of nowhere, you probably do just wake up and you can't move, but that could also be associated with a seizure.
It usually does go hand in hand with another sleep disorder.
Exactly, yeah, and it could just be linked to any sort of PTSD. PTSD. And as you said, there could also be a family history of it. So yeah. Interesting. It sounds terrifying. I don't like it. But the only ways that I could find that you could only help with it is just by getting better sleep patterns. I'm sure there's all kinds of drugs that doctors can prescribe you for it, but I think just better sleep patterns might help, but it's also kind of hard if it's genetic.
Yeah, well, I think also if you can get yourself into that mindset that, like, this is a dream, you know what I mean, to kind of snap yourself out of it. I know that can be really hard to do, though.
Yeah. I did find a couple of, like, older studies, like, from 1755. They were trying to figure out what this was, because it sounds like, in another study that I have, and we'll have to link it to our site, that about, that everybody kind of experiences some sort of sleep paralysis in their lifetime for at least 1 to 2 minutes, and that's pretty much the duration.
In the entire life?
Yeah, in your life, you'll at least experience it one time. Not everybody, but they're saying that it's pretty common that you'll experience it at least one time in your life. Okay. And then in 1755, they were trying to figure out what this was. A lot of people just thought it was just really bad nightmares. And there's a couple other studies that have been done about it also, but back in like the 1900s, people were thinking it was a witch or an incubus or a demon. So yeah. Those are really what a lot of them just kind of attributed it to. So something that I did find that I thought was cool was in Italy, they have a name that I'm probably going to mispronounce. It's Patafeci. And it's a demon that specifically sits on your chest. Oh. And it's only attributed to sleep paralysis. Yeah, I could go into a couple of stories of that if you want to hear about it.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So in Italy, there's a couple different type of witches that they attribute sleep paralysis to. But the one that I found more fascinating was this one that was the Patafeci. And they're mainly in one part of Italy, which is in around Abruzzo. They did a study, which we'll have to post also. I wish I had the date of when they did it. I don't have it on this one. But they did a study, and about 84% of the participants who had sleep paralysis mentioned this type of demon. So they just mentioned it. That doesn't mean they straight up believed that that's where their sleep paralysis came from. But that's a big number to just even mention it when they were diagnosed with sleep paralysis already. What the legend is really is that it's a ghost or a witch. That it can also be transformed into a cat. So, which has actually been, I've heard a couple other stories of cats sleeping on like children's chest and like stilling their breath kind of thing. It's an old wives' tale. I know we all look at our cats now, but yeah, it's in I think that's from Italy also. So there's something about having the cat in the house and not letting it sleep on you. So that's something that they also attribute it to.
They're always quick to blame the cat.
I know, right? Usually these Patafecis are people who led, evil lives, and they weren't the best person when they were alive, or they tried to be this type of witch or ghost by eating the cat of one of the other Patafecis. So
it's like the monogonal with the bird.
You got to eat its, pet pretty much, and then you become one also. They have very ghost-like appearances, and they just like to terrorize people at night. I've read a couple other places that they used to be prostitutes, and that's why they always come in and try to, like, kill you when you're asleep. But there was only, like, 1 or 2 of them that said that. The others were mainly of the cat and this witch, so keep that in mind. A lot of people that I kept reading about, 18% of this study, with the 84, saying that they knew about the Patafeci, even though they were diagnosed with sleep paralysis. 18% of the people in that study also said that to prevent this attack from happening, to keep a broom at the edge of your doorway, because then it has to come by and count all the strands on the broom before it attacks you. Yeah. It'll come back later, too, about the counting. I have another story about it, too.
What?
Yeah. So
they just have to?
They have to. They have to count the strings on the broom before entering the house.
Some OCD.
Yeah.
I'm about to get one. Just
right?
In case,
you just put it over there.
Yeah, just in case. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. I also found in Islam that they talked about the jinn a lot, and that the jinn also likes to suffocate you while you're asleep. And that story was really interesting.
Which, that's like a genie, right?
It's like a genie. It's a type of genie, yeah. And the only way that they said that you could get this to stop was by reciting a lot of prayers that were in the Quran that I could not even try and say out loud. But it was very cool to know that they definitely thought of the jinn as something that was causing sleep paralysis, and it's in their Quran. So that was pretty interesting. They're made up of this smokeless fire, and they shapeshift into humans also, but mainly they just kind of wait on top of you and suffocate you. Yeah. It's interesting.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no. A way to keep them out is also just beads and incense, salts and charms. They say bones, and I think that's also something that's blessed. But yeah, it really just attacks you while you're asleep. One of the main things that you have to do is keep everything clean. And that's the biggest thing with sleep paralysis, jinns, and those type of demons in Islam, that you just got to keep everything clean. That'll help keep them out. And I have another study that was actually really cool, and this was the one that I thought I lost some of my stuff, guys, when I did my research last night, and this is what I was trying to tell Serena about. So I found a study that was done in Turkey last year, and they took 59 college students that all experienced sleep paralysis at least once in their lifetime. So this is early 20s, mid 20s people, okay, 59 of them in Turkey. 88% of them mentioned this creature that is in their folklore in Turkey called the Karabasan, and 37% of the people actually had methods to prevent this thing from attacking them, because that's what was causing their sleep paralysis. This is last year. Damn. And majority of these college students believe that it is from this thing in Turkish folklore that's actually causing their sleep paralysis. So this isn't something that people thought of hundreds of years ago, guys. This is something that is still prevalent today. Like, you can go to the doctor's going to say you have sleep paralysis, and you're still going to be like, okay, well, I still need to do this so that I don't have sleep paralysis, and it goes back to your own folklore. So
damn.
Yeah. Glad that was still on there.
I know a lot of sleep paralysis stories that you hear too. They talk about alien abduction. Mm-hmm. So they're actually saying like cases of alien abduction, it could just be chalked up to hallucinations through sleep paralysis. But I don't like that. Mm-mm. I like that the aliens are really there. I don't know. You know what I mean?
You don't want to think that your body's just asleep?
I don't know. There's something about... How do you physically come up with something like that? And... Okay, so for example, we'll get into my story. Okay. So, this happened about 2 years ago. I was living in a different apartment. And we were sharing... So, we shared a room with my daughter. So, our bed was against one wall. Directly in front of, like, our feet of the bed was a closet door that we always kept closed usually, because who sleeps with their closet door open?
I always close the doors in the house.
And then next to us was my daughter's bed, but her feet were, like, facing my head. She was against the other wall. Okay. I'm trying to make this make sense.
Yeah, no, I get it.
If you're not watching me.
I got it. Her arms are showing us where everything's at, by the way.
So, we're facing the closet door. If you sit up, you see the closet door and that big wall where there's a TV in the corner type of thing. And leading up until this event, I'll call it, I had these scary dreams for, I want to say, like 3 nights in a row, where I would wake up. I can assume it's in my dream. I would wake up, but I would be in the same exact room. Everything looked exactly the same. It was dark. You know, my fiance snoring next to me. Riley's in her bed.
Right, everything's normal.
And the closet door was open a little bit, though, which wasn't normal. That was the only thing that was off. I always make sure to keep it closed, okay? Because when I wake up in the middle of the night, which I do every single night, I always look around, and I don't want to see anything peeking out.
So, closet door is closed.
Yeah, always. Okay, so the closet door was then open in my dream a little bit, right? And something was whispering in the closet.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm sitting there, and I don't think I couldn't move. Mind you, again, this is in my dream.
Right.
I just was frozen with fear. I was like, what the heck? And then the whispering would get louder and louder. And then I would wake up. Okay, fine. Everything's fine. I'm a little shooken. You know, I nudge my man. I'm like, hey, hug me now so I can fall back asleep. And then the third night, so each night it seemed like the whispering would get louder.
What was it whispering?
I could not make it out.
It was just a whisper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but it would get louder every night that I would have the dream, okay? On the last night that I had the dream, the door slams shut, okay?
Okay.
And then starts violently shaking. So the door is now violently shaking. And in my dream, I stood up and I walked over to the door, and I knew that, I don't know, I just knew in my mind that if I threw my hands against the door and I yelled, stop, that it would end. Okay? It ended. I get back into bed, and then I wake up because I was dreaming that, right? So now I'm awake, and my bed starts shaking. Violently shaking. And I'm awake.
Are you able to get up and move?
Yeah,
Is anyone else
move.
moving it in the bed?
No. T is sound asleep next to me. I look over, he's sound asleep, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, is this a double dream?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've had that before where I thought I woke up and then, no, I was
oh my goodness,
dead ass awake.
Yeah.
I was just laying there, and I kept getting this feeling that something is going to just grab my foot, and I'm like, just close your eyes, just close your eyes, just close your eyes. I don't even know how long that went on for, and then I eventually fell back asleep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, fast forward to the next day.
Okay.
I wake up, we're going about our day. I was texting T a little bit. I was like, hey, remember those dreams I've been having? Because I have dreams every night, you guys, like vivid dreams. So I always tell my man about my dreams. I'm like, oh, this is what crazy dream I had last night, right? So we've been talking throughout this day. I'm like, I think I'm going to pick up some sage just to cleanse the apartment. Like, go to there's this really nice shop in Folsom where we lived that they would take care of me, okay? And I was like, I'm definitely going to do that. Middle of the day, my daughter is 4 years old, because this was 2 years ago. So she's 4 years old. She's getting ready to go down for a nap. So I walk in the room. We're the only ones home in the apartment. It's my day off. I lay her down to bed. She's fine. And then all of a sudden, she looks over to the closet door, which is now slightly open.
Okay.
And starts crying. Screaming, crying. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Do you not want to take a nap? Like, what's going on? She starts pointing at the closet, saying, in the closet, in the closet. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Because this
no
is
nap
the
today.
day I woke up from
No
that
nap
dream,
today.
okay? I slammed the closet door shut, went to go grab her, and then she's looking over in the opposite side of the room. Now she's fine. Now she's happy. And she just goes, hi, lady.
No.
Yeah. Bro.
No.
I grabbed her.
I
had no shoes
so many
on.
chills right
I had
now.
no shoes on because we don't wear shoes in the house. I ran out of that apartment and I waited in the parking lot for my man to get home. An hour later, he gets home. We're still in the parking lot because I'm not going to be in that house by myself. Cleansed the whole house and went got stage. Cleansed the entire house. And then I never had any of those dreams again.
That's creepy as hell.
Tell me that's not some shit.
That's
the fact that
something.
now,
Yeah.
And it's the closet.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. But I haven't had anything like that since I go into work like the next day, right? And Scott, who's actually our manager now, I was like telling him about it. I'm like, my house is haunted. Like, I was so
your apartment
amped up. Like,
it is after having an experience like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was terrified to be alone. Like, and T knows I'm into spooky stuff, and I'm like always talking about stuff like that. Yeah. But he knew that this time was different.
He knew you were scared.
Yeah. I had no shoes on.
Yeah, you're
I don't even think Riley had
ground.
pants on. I think she had her pull-up on, and we were just, outside waiting for him to get home because,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, terrifying.
That's creepy as hell.
So, that, to me, when people say, oh, it's just medically diagnosed as this, then I have my experience, which I don't know if you could count that as sleep paralysis.
I'm not
because
sure.
I feel like I could move. Mm-hmm. So,
but you were still this was still only happening when you were asleep.
Exactly.
And
it was
you
like
said
a dream,
that you woke up. Like you said your eyes were awake when the bed was shaking.
When the bed was shaking,
awake.
I was awake.
Yeah.
But I could move. I could move my feet because I remember thinking just move your toes, and I could move my feet.
That almost sounds more of almost like a night terror of some sort. But I mean, that's also attributed to sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I just know that was scary. Thank God my daughter never talks about that experience. But I want to know what the High Lady was about, because then I feel like that was, not malicious.
No.
When she looked over to the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go all the way to the right of the closet, there's another wall where our TV's at.
Right.
Next to the right of the bed.
Like a corner, yeah.
Yeah. That's where she was looking now. So completely away from the closet.
So
now looking over there
strange.
saying, hi, lady. So I'm like, damn, you know, the only lady I know that was passed at that moment was my grandma who raised me. And I'm like, oh, maybe it was her.
Maybe.
My daughter doesn't know her. She's never met her. So
how would she know what
she
else
wouldn't
to call
say
her
hi,
besides-
grandma. You know
she
what
would
I
just
mean?
say hi, lady.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, weird, right? And I didn't see anything. When I immediately looked over there, I was like, who's the bitch in my house?
Right. Like, who is this lady that my kid has seen?
And our blinds were closed. So there's, you know, the window right there. There's nobody. She couldn't see anybody walking past the window.
That's creepy.
Weird.
Hella creepy.
I know. I just don't know. That's like one of the kind of only experiences I had before.
Yeah.
That was like, to me, I was like, oh, that's definitely paranormal.
That's definitely paranormal. I would agree with that.
So, but other than that, I don't really have any.
I don't have anything with sleep paralysis, but I don't know. Maybe I just, because I mean, when I dream, if I dream, I usually don't.
Yeah.
But I'm like out, like completely out.
See, and I dream every single night. I have multiple dreams every single night. If I wake up, go to the bathroom, go back to bed, I'll have a completely different dream.
Yeah, no, not I. I hardly ever dream. Usually when I do dream, though, it is always running away from zombies or the apocalypse is happening, though. So those are when I dream, those are the only two I have.
That's crazy. I want to be involved in some kind of sleep study because
they do stuff like that all the time,
I know,
actually.
but it is hard for me to fall asleep, so I don't think if I was going through a sleep study, I would actually be able to fall asleep.
Just because you'd be so hyped up.
I'd be like, oh, what's that? It has to be pitch black. It has to be no noise.
Yeah.
Like, I have to sometimes wear a mask when I sleep because of the light. You know?
Wow. We need some more stories.
Yes.
We need more stories of sleep paralysis, guys.
We definitely do. So you can email us those stories at weirdmythicpodcast at gmail.com.
Weirdmythicpodcast at gmail.
We also have social media. If you guys want to give us a follow on Instagram.
At Weird Mythic Podcast. And we're also on Facebook.com/WeirdMythic. And all of the Twitter stuff, Serena.
Yay, come hang out with us on Twitter. I love talking to you guys on Twitter so much. I've gotten so many DMs about just the podcast in general.
That's awesome.
I love the support, and we love supporting other people's podcasts. So reach out to us if you guys ever wanted to do a collab or anything like that. I love talking to you guys.
Let's come together and make a huge podcast.
Yeah, and I'm excited. We also have some merch that came out if you want to support the podcast. And we'll have the link down below for that.
We also have a giveaway.
Oh, yeah,
that we need to talk about. What is the giveaway, Serena?
Okay, so I posted it on Twitter last week. There is a specific Twitter post that is pinned onto the Weird Mythic profile that you guys need to just retweet and make sure you're following Weird Mythic. You'll be able to win any merch item from our store. We will send to you guys for free. As well as you guys can pick one topic of an episode.
And let that be a cryptid or just something strange. If you have an awesome story, that could even be an episode because we can always have something else to talk about when it comes to a personal story.
Yeah, even if you guys wanted to do a little recording, play it on the podcast for you guys. We love to have your cooperation there. And then maybe some other goodies thrown in there. So you have until October 31st. The winner will be announced on November 1st. Please participate.
Yes, we need more people, please. And we want to give out merch because it's just so much fun. People's first items are starting to roll in. Thank you.
Oh my god! Shout out to V drinking her mochaccino.
I don't know what it was, but it looked yummy.
Some delicious coffee drink that Naomi would be down for.
Yes, all the coffee.
So cute. So, we love you guys.
Yes, thanks again for listening, and I hope you like the next episode because we're doing more cryptids.
Yay!
It was that damn bird.
The following is a collect call from a person presumed nice until proven naughty.
Clean out your ears. Coming late 2021 to your pot stocking.
I'm out off county line. Mile marker 9. Got a signal 71. It's a sleigh? Sleigh. Red in color appears to be unoccupied.
We're spinning a yarn about a misunderstood elf out to spread Christmas cheer and the system hell-bent on punishing him.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Police tell us Ruthie Barker Guest was hit by the sleigh at upwards of 100 miles per hour, spilling Scuppernong jam across County Line Road. When they arrived at Rita Barker's home, they broke the sad news. Her grandma got run over by a reindeer.
We're talking about the most prolific serial offender in the history of the world.
We're talking about Santa Claus.
Ho, ho, ho. Rearrange the letters in Santa and tell me what you get.
I ain't real good with words or letters.
Satan. You get Satan.
His laugh, it creeps me out.
Ho, 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 ho. I'm Dr. Peter Femsicle. I'm a forensic psychologist. I believe it could be some kind of elfin Tourette's. Ho, ho, ho.
By all accounts, Ruthie Barker Guest was a swell lady. I'm telling you, he's innocent. I'm gonna prove it. One ticket to the North Pole, please.
You are 3,995.5675309 miles from the North Pole. Starting route to the North Pole, at the stop sign, take a left on County Line Road.
I had no idea that this journey would involve planes.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please, as we go through the following safety instructions. Please turn off all electronic devices. Once airborne, the captain will let you know when you can use approved electronic devices.
Trains and automobiles. Even one of those sled dog type situations. But eventually, I made it.
Welcome to the North Pole. Want to play?
I'm investigating a homicide. What can you tell me about the man we know as Santa Claus?
You better watch out. Better not cry.
I'm Richie Buck. Make room for a gift this holiday season. Santa Claus gone and got himself arrested. Since nobody else will step up to save Christmas, guess I'll have to. Santa may be a criminal. A Yuletide investigation. 12 Days of Chaos begins Black Friday. Coming soon, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like, follow, and subscribe for updates. And always remember, be nice.
Ho, ho, ho!
He sees you when you're sleeping.
Christmas magic. You still believe in that, don't you?